Good evening.
Good evening.
Can everyone hear me? Okay, great. My name is Trish Gadsden, and on behalf of the inaugural cohort of the Community Engagement Doctoral Program here at Point Park University, and specifically the spring class of the Social Entrepreneurship taught by Dr. Jamie Talbot, we would like to welcome you this evening to this shared learning experience. This cohort initiated this educational journey along the community engagement road in August of 2015. Since that time, we have studied leadership practices, organizational development, public policy and social advocacy, and quantitative and qualitative research methods, just to name a few. Collectively, we have integrated our studies with the readings from Block, Heath, Zaid, Lakin, Alexander, Frankel, and a host of others. Within this class, we have explored the breadth of social entrepreneurship and the significance of innovation by way of co-creating change. Tonight's experience will be our second opportunity to participate in a social lab to address complex social issues. Our first was an exploration of hunger within the Southwestern Pennsylvania region by exploring why fellow citizens continue to experience food insecurity. We recognized that eradicating hunger in Southwestern Pennsylvania presents unique opportunities and challenges with regard to geography, public and private sector leadership, policies, and existing efforts. In the context of this region, this cohort synthesized local and national data to test assumptions related to the various interdependent causes of hunger by using a community capital lens. Tonight, we have invited you to our summit to explore the interconnectedness of three content areas: social entrepreneurship, engaged scholarship, and community engagement. The design of our summit is in the model of a world cafe. My colleague and classmate Sheila Beasley will share more about the World Cafe model, the design, and directions for participating this evening. However, please, for one brief moment, allow me to introduce the rest of the cohort before turning it over to Sheila. Classmates, when I call your name, if you just wave as a form of introduction. Aliyah Durham, Atiya Abdul Malik, Brett Marcoux, Danielle Davis, Jennifer Bailey, John Tamiji, Kendra Ross, Leatra Tate. Our classmate Michael Lee is out front greeting people. Sheila Beasley to my right. Veronica Paniotu. Our classmate Michael Harding is not present due to a required business conflict. However, he contributed significantly to the success of this event. And last but certainly not least, two of our professors, Dr. Jamie Talbot, who is our professor for this term, and Dr. Heather Starr-Feeler is our program director who just came in. On behalf of our class, thank you all for your individual contributions to our community. Your participation in this social lab will enrich the discussion as you collectively represent a spectrum of our community, which includes education, the judicial system, the philanthropic community, social advocacy, cultural arts, housing and development, youth development, the health system, and various forms of business. We are truly humbled by your commitment to join us this evening. As I turn things over to Sheila, She will frame for you how we will proceed this evening. Thank you again.
You can clap. Wasn't that good? Thank you, Trisha. We are delighted, and I welcome you to our summit this evening as well. Our model, the World Cafe, it's a powerful social technology for engaging people in conversations that matter. Our summit this evening is a hybrid of the World Cafe model, which will also include an appreciative inquiry approach. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. Because this is a class project, we will extend the traditional design of the World Cafe, because we have a responsibility afterwards to record our notes and write a paper on behalf of our social lab. Right, Dr. T? Okay, I'm just seeing if we can get out of it a little bit. But just in case, anyway, we are still very, very hopeful and happy that you're with us tonight. Our setting is part of the World Cafe design, is to be one that it allows you to feel comfortable and refreshed. And so we're hoping that our design and our cafe will allow that. And please feel free to get up at any time, keep getting the yummies over there, and just feel comfortable in that. We welcome you. We extend a warm welcome, as Trisha mentioned, on behalf of our Point Park University space, and appreciate your consideration and thoughtfulness in the movement. We are sorry we had to change rooms, but I think this has worked out perfectly. I love this space just as much with all the view of the windows. We will have small group rounds, and this will begin the process with the first of 3 20-minute round conversations, from which you've been invited to share from your expertise in small group content areas, as Trisha mentioned: social entrepreneurship, engaged scholarship, and community engagement. At the end of 20 minutes, each member of the group will move to a different table. There will be another member from our cohort, one of the lovely table hosts, to welcome you, as well as share information from the previous group round. The questions have been specially crafted with specific context for our desired outcomes in the World Cafe this evening. Our final component, the harvest, will be a time to get together, share the insights and the results from the individual conversations to the group at large. These results will be reflected visually through flip chart notes and other recording devices. So the World Cafe design, we're going to follow the principles and start with exploring questions which matter. Questions that matter, powerful questions that can travel well, help to attract collective energy and insight and action. We want to explore how we can use these questions more progressively and deeper in our conversational rounds. We encourage everyone's contribution. Everybody here is so important and valued. So we appreciate what you have in way of your ideas, your perspectives, even questions. And we encourage you, even as part of communication, which is listening, to even use that skill as well as you listen and hear things. Connect to diverse perspectives, key areas, new themes, exchange perspectives. We want this to allow for surprising new insights. We want to listen together for patterns and themes for the group at large. We want to encourage you not only to listen in way of what's being said and what's being shared, but also what isn't being said and shared, what's going in between the lines. We're interested in that information as well. And also the shared collective process, which will come in form of a harvest that will be in the round seating area at the end of the individual sessions. And our Mike Lee, who may have come into the room, or he's still out greeting folks, will lead in that facilitated conversation in our harvest discussion. I shared with you that we will incorporate an appreciative inquiry approach. If that's new to you, let me share that it is a radical departure from traditional deficit-based change to a positive strengths-based change approach. And we have been employing an appreciative inquiry style and method in our class throughout the semester. one of the best things that Dr. T, amongst so many things that she shared, that we really have taken and sunk our teeth into and are trying to make a part of our every activity. So tonight we're going to include the 5D cycle in our processes, and the Ds are as follows. We want a dialogue that will show strengths in the current system. What things can we appreciate and what are needed in the future? So we want to inquire that kind of dialogue. We want to discover, inspire and discover. Tell some positive stories, how these things have meanings and impact in your life. Sort out patterns and trends. Think about the elephants and the ants. All are important. Outline big conflict and issues, but reframe them as much as possible into positive goals. Also, we want to dream. Let us dream, imagine, outline an ideal or perfect place. What would it look like? What would it feel like? What are the big ideas? Also, in designing, we want to be innovative. For each big idea, think about a proactive vision, a goal, energize some direct action or growth. Finally, we want to deliver. We want to deliver and implement new goals, new objectives, new strategies and behaviors out of our process this evening. So we do recognize, you don't have to say it, we know this is ambitious. This is a lot. But we are very hopeful and optimistic with your participation and your expertise that we are certainly going to make some progress. We'll have a rich discussion and have some real creative action planning. So again, welcome. We hope that this is enjoyable for you as it will be for us. And I will continue to assist throughout the evening with directions. At this point, we are going to move into our first round of discussions. Unless Kendra Ross had anything more. All right. She loved it. All right, so with that being said, then we will move into our first round. Your lovely table host from our cohort will direct you, and then we will, I'll count you down, give you some time before we make our next move. All right, thank you.
So I will introduce myself again. My name is Veronica Paniosi, and this is my